Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So as you can see from the title, today's reading is going to be all about your future spouse, what kind of person they are, and what your married life is going to be like. So I have 4 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'll show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you are drawn to the most. So number 1 is blue aventurine. Number 2 is citrine. Number 3 is Smoky quartz. And number 4 is green quartz. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s. So if you chose the blue aventurine, this is going to be your reading. So first, we'll take some cards to look at the personality of your future spouse, and then we're going to look at what married life is like with them. So for your first tarot cards, there's the 5 of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Hanged Man. Okay, so the first thing I notice is that all 3 of these cards have water energy to them. Of course, cups representing water and the Hanged Man representing the sign of Pisces. So I would say that it's very likely that your future spouse is a water sign and could even be a Pisces. You guys were also drawn to a blue stone, so there is a lot of watery energy here. Also, with this color blue present, it makes me feel that your future spouse is a very calming and soothing presence to have around. There's something healing about them. They're just very gentle, very understanding, very empathic. They're very good at calming you down if you're ever, worried about anything, stressed or anxious. They just make you feel like everything is okay, and they're very good at being still with you, grounding you and walking you through things. So if you guys are the type to, stress or get worried easily, or if you're an anxious person, this is going to be a really, really, really soothing person to have in your life. The color blue also makes me think of the throat chakra. So this could be someone who speaks a lot in their career, like they're some kind of speaker. They could even be a singer, or maybe they do a lot of talks, a lot of presentations. What job do you talk a lot in? Maybe some kind of coach or counselor, talking through things with people. They're very good at communicating. Yes. Okay, so your future spouse is coming through as the King of Cups here. So it's likely that this person is older than you, possibly quite a bit older than you, but whatever age they are, they come across as very mature for their age and very wise. They really have a good head on their shoulders. They keep their composure. The King of Cups, he's this type of person who has, his strength is silent. His strength comes through his tolerance, his understanding. He has a very good control of his emotions in that he can express them in a healthy way, but he does not become reactive because of them. He doesn't let them control him. I'm just saying him because it's the king, but your future spouse can be any gender. The King of Cups is extremely giving, patient, sensitive, very nurturing as well. This would likely be somebody who wants to have children, or who likes children a lot, because the King of Cups is like a father figure. I'm also noticing the dolphin in the back of this card, and it's funny because the last reading I put up, we actually got a dolphin spirit animal card in one of the piles, and so it's kind of making me think of that energy. Someone who can see all sides of a situation, who is very intelligent, and they're not reactive, so they don't take personal offense or feel attacked if somebody disagrees with them. They can just handle their emotions very, very well. And so I think you're going to admire them a lot for that. This would be a spouse that does not really get into, bickering or arguments or anything like that, because whenever there's a disagreement or a conflict arises in the marriage, they recognize that you're still a team, you're still in it together. So there's no use in pointing fingers or saying I'm right, you're wrong. It's like let's work on it together. So they're very emotionally intelligent and really a genuinely kind person, not because they feel like they have to be or that's the right thing to do. It's just innate in them. They're just naturally very, very kind and very caring. They're extremely thoughtful too. So this would be the type of person who, when they get you gifts, they're very personalized, they're very customized to you, they put a lot of thought into it. If they're organizing a date for you guys to go on, they're going to think about, well, okay, I know they like this, so maybe we should go here, or I know they haven't been here yet and they were talking about it. Like, they're always going, all of their, actions to make you happy, it's deliberate and it's personalized to you. So they're going to be very attentive to, what you like, what you don't like, how do you receive love, what are your little pet peeves, how do you like to keep the house. They're going to be extremely considerate of that. And again, it's not because they feel like they have to, or they're going to get mad at me if I don't do it. They just genuinely care, and they're very perceptive to these kinds of things. I just had this thought that you might mention something in passing to them about you, like let me think. I don't know. I like blue aventurine. Let's just say you randomly tell them that in passing, and it's like, it's nothing to you. And then months later, they get you a gift and it's like a blue aventurine bracelet. And you're like, what? Like, how did you know I like that? Well, you told me. I did? Like, it's like they remember better than you. They're always listening. They're always, paying attention. Very, very thoughtful person. So, okay, let's get into this 5 of Cups now. I mentioned this person is very emotionally mature. They have a very good control of their emotions. I do think that their emotional strength is a result of some loss and some heartbreak. Like, they have been through very tough situations to develop the strength that they have today, that they have now. And I'm getting a sort of specific experience with this card, especially with this particular imagery on the deck. You can see there's the 2 cups here. He's turned away from them, and it looks like he's, dropped these 3 cups. Like, it almost looks like he's accepting defeat and they're spilling out. Now, it's the 5, but you see the 3 is here and the 2 is here. And what I'm thinking is, like, in the past, this person was in a relationship with somebody who they cared about a lot. And this 3 of Cups, it represents like a gift of joy, a celebration. It could be that like they were thinking of proposing, or they just wanted to, offer them their heart. And so they went up with their 3 cups, only to find that the person they really cared about decided to go off with someone else, and that's the 2 cups here. So they really, really got their heart crushed. It could have been like a very bad rejection. In some cases, it could even be the person, they were with in the relationship was like, I'm leaving you for someone else, just when they wanted to offer them these 3 cups. And so you can see they look kind of defeated. I think they've, lost quite hard in love in the past. But really use that experience to make themselves stronger and to learn how to fill their own cup, because that's what the King of Cups does. I have this card in another deck and it says, I am my own anchor, and I really like that. This person has a lot of self-love and self-respect because they used the painful experiences that they've been through to grow, realize that, in the end, they have to make themselves happy. They have to love themselves first. Yes, they're very wise. They're very sensitive, though. They're still very sensitive. I'm getting like this can be a person who cries kind of easily, and not in a way like they get upset easily or they're moody, but for example, if you guys are watching a movie together and something kind of sad happens, And you're like, oh, that's sad. But then you look over and they're crying. And you're like, are you crying? And they're like, no, I'm not crying. Like this kind of thing. Or what else? If you get them a gift, like they like the really personalized gifts, right? So if you get them something like that, it might make them cry. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to make you cry. This person will absolutely cry at your wedding. 100%. They will cry, whether they're the one walking down the aisle or waiting at the, what's it called, at the altar. They're going to be crying. If you guys have children, they're going to cry when the children are born. They just cry at all the, like, all of the sentimental things, you know? Yes, very, very emotional person. And so gentle. Like they're so pure. I hope that's coming through. And then we also have the Hanged Man. So this is a very, very patient person, and they're probably the type who likes to take it slow when it comes to relationships. You know, obviously they don't want to get hurt again, and they just want to really get a feel for the person. You know, they like to pay attention to all the details about you and really get a good feel for you. And with all this water energy, this is someone who really relies on their intuition and their gut feeling to make a decision. And so, you know, they really want to take their time and see what sits right with them and what doesn't. Also, you know, out of respect to their partner, they don't want to like rush into a relationship only to decide that, oh, actually we don't really click. They'd rather know that right away. So this person has no problem with, you know, waiting to start a relationship and just taking things slow. And I'm kind of getting the feeling like you cannot really rush this person. Yeah, the Hanged Man is someone who's kind of slow, and if you try to make them hurry up, it's not gonna work. So they also might take a really long time to get ready, for example. Not like they're late or anything, but if you guys are going out together, they should probably start getting ready very far in advance. They like to take their time to plan things. It might take them a while to, you know, want to get married. They're just more comfortable, I think, when things progress at kind of a slow, leisurely pace. And they're also going to be very, very patient with you, so they're never going to, you know, rush you or pressure you to make decisions quickly, because they always want you to feel safe. They always want you to feel 100% sure that, you know, you're doing what you want. So you can see the Hanged Man, he has his halo of clarity here. He wants to really get the clear vision before he moves. So yes, I'm thinking if this person is water, they're like a very slow and gentle flowing river kind of energy, like this. Okay, so let's look at some more cards here. So we have progress, not perfection, and we have balancing masculine and feminine energies. And both of these cards are blue again. So there's so much blue color, a lot of watery energy, all of the cards so far. So this is kind of an interesting card to come out next, the progress, not perfection, because we were just talking about, you know, being very slow to make a decision and wanting to think everything through, which is great. But now that this card has appeared, I'm wondering if maybe sometimes they just have to take action. You know, this might be due to some perfectionist tendencies. Maybe you guys can relate to this. It's like you don't want to take action unless you know that everything is going to be perfect and you have everything planned out. You can predict what's going to happen. And as a result, you never actually end up doing it. I know this can happen a lot with creative people, as one myself. Like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to make it because it's probably not going to be that good anyway. And then you just don't end up making anything. But, you know, you have to make some bad ones first before you make a good one, you know? I guess other aspects of life are like that as well, you know? just wing it. And what is that expression about breaking eggs to make an omelet? Like you know, messing up and not being perfect is part of it. It's part of getting better. It's part of making progress. So that could be something that your future spouse has to work on. Like, it's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if you don't know everything. For now, let's just take the first step forward and see how it goes. So maybe there's something about them, they're a little bit reluctant to do that. They're a bit reluctant to, you know, just go for it, just take a leap of faith, just take a risk. It's like they're always in that thinking stage, always in that preparing stage. So maybe they can learn from the relationship with you, like get a little nudge to, you know, just go for it, just do it. Maybe you can help them to learn that. But yeah, I'm feeling they have a bit of perfectionist in them, and that's what causes them to, you know, be a little bit slower or procrastinate or hesitate on things. So yeah, that's something they have to work on. Then we have balancing masculine and feminine energies. So I definitely think we've seen that, you know, as they're coming through, as all of these are masculine figures in the cards actually, but they're all very sensitive, intuitive, receptive, empathic, these sort of feminine energies. So regardless of the gender of this person, they have both of those masculine and feminine energies within them. It's a very, very nice balance. And whatever gender this person is, I feel like they don't really like conform to their stereotypical gender role. All right, so now let's look at a few oracle cards to see more what married life is like with them. There's the Sun, the Thinking Man, and Happy Family. So the Sun is a really, really nice card. It represents vitality, self-expression, creativity, and we can see there's like a book here, there's a trumpet. So this is all about your creative expression, and it's about like bringing your projects and bringing your manifestations to light. If you think about the Sun, it's that nurturing energy that will help, you know, anything you plant in the ground is going to grow up and be healthy and be prosperous. So this is a very, very supportive partner, very nurturing, just like the Sun nurtures the earth. And I'm thinking with these images, like if you guys have any creative endeavor that you want to do, any project that you want to do, whether it's for your career or just for your own personal goal, they're going to be so supportive of it, especially like if it's something you've been putting off. And, you know, you meet this person and you're dating and you're like, yeah, you know, I've always wanted to write a book, or I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I've never really gotten around to it. They'll be like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. You should totally do it. And they'll remember, because like they're very attentive. They'll remember and they'll actively support you. They'll actively like think of ways that you can do it. If they, you know, are going about their life and they find some bit of information that they think can help you, like for example, they stumble across this video of like how to make a successful YouTube channel, or if you're into painting and they stumble across a really nice painting video, they'll remember that and send it to you to like try to give you inspiration. They always want you to be inspired and thriving, and they love to be a part of that. So it's really, really sweet. Like any seeds that you plant into the ground, they will be the sun for you. They will give it the energy. They will give it the nourishment. They want to see your manifestations come to fruition. So, oh, it's really, really sweet. We have the Thinking Man as well. This represents a figure in your life who gives you advice, who mentors you, who helps you out with bits of knowledge and information. And you can see he's like staring at this crystal, and he can see it very clearly. He can see all the facets of it and how the light hits it. And I think this is a very like solution oriented person. I think you'll never hear this person say like, oh, well, that can't be helped, there's nothing we can do about that, or oh, that sucks, that's too bad. They're always thinking like, okay, we have this problem. Where there's a problem, there's a solution. Where there's a will, there's a way. And, you know, they can look at all the different aspects of a problem and see opportunity in it, see an opportunity for change. So they're going to be really, really good at giving you advice as, you know, what's it called? You know, like when you're in the situation, it's really hard sometimes to think of a solution because you're so emotionally involved in it. But they can detach and give you like a third party perspective. They can offer like a neutral, objective solution, and they have a knack for like finding solutions to problems. And yeah, it's just a very constructive kind of energy. Like they're always there for you. They're always working with you. Always looking for the solution. I'm just noticing it's like they're pushing and supporting you so much to make progress and achieve your goals. But when it comes to their own individual goals, it's like it takes the back seat somehow. So it would be really nice if you can like extend this supportive energy to them as well. Yeah. That's going to be something I think that you help your future spouse with in your relationship. Moving on, we have the happy family. So again, we have two signs that your future spouse is somebody who wants children. As this card shows, you may have 2 children. But yes, definitely this is a family-oriented person. They probably had quite a close-knit family. Family is very important to them, and they want to continue that with their own family that they make with you. And this is going to be like, if you guys want kids, you want a family like that, this is going to be an exceptional parent because they are so patient, understanding, and thoughtful. Like they will never like lose their temper or anything like that, and just be very kind and understanding with your children. And remember, they have this very soothing and calming energy, so they're probably very good at making a baby not cry. How do you say that properly? Stopping the baby's crying? Anyway, you know what I mean. And you might sometimes be like, oh my god, come on, because like you're trying for so long to make the baby stop crying, and then they hold the baby for a few seconds and the baby just calms down. Yeah. They have a really, really soothing energy to them. I can see them like singing to their children with all of the throat chakra energy, singing a lot, talking to them a lot, reading to them a lot. Yeah, I'm feeling they really, really love children. And even if like if you have siblings who have children, or they have siblings who have children, they're going to want to spend a lot of time with them as well and be very, very involved with them. Okay, for your Romance Angels Oracle, we have It Is Safe for You to Love and Past Life Relationship. So I kind of see these cards going together. Obviously with the past life relationship, you have known each other before. I think you have probably been married to this person before. Just looking at the imagery here, you know, it looks very passionate, very romantic. And I'm getting from this card, there's obviously a kind of, you know, passionate, sensual energy going on here. And I have a feeling like when you guys are intimate physically for the first time, it's like you will just know each other. You'll just know what to do. It just feels very natural. So you won't, like, you know, when you're with someone for the first time, sometimes you gotta like try different things out and find out what they like. I feel like you're just gonna know, like it's just gonna be instinctive, like you've been with each other for the millionth time. That's what it feels like. You just know each other. And so even just from meeting them for the first time, you're going to immediately feel so safe with them. Now, granted, I think they make a lot of people feel that way, but you're just going to feel like, I'm safe, I'm at home, I'm protected. I know this person. It's okay. I'm with so and so. It's all good. Yes, feel very safe with them. And these two little babies here, it reminds me of like two children again. Yeah. And even there's two here. Interesting. Yes. Past life relationship, so soulmate connection, and I think it was as romantic partners with this energy here. And yes, you will feel very, very safe with them. So let's look at our final oracle cards. I really hope you guys want children, because damn, co-create, okay? And here and now. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of children imagery, but for those of you who it's like completely out of the question, this could be, you know, metaphorical for you are creating something together. Like you're collaborating on your careers, you're collaborating on a project and putting forth this creation that is half you and half your spouse. Maybe you like run a business together or something like that. But I'm just feeling for most of you heavily that it is children. And we even have like, there's the egg here that represents your child. Then there's the little girl here sitting on the egg. Yeah, I think for most of you it's children. As for this person's physical appearance, like on the cards with couples, we're seeing like light hair, dark hair, light hair, dark hair, light hair, dark hair. And then of course we have light hair, light and dark. So I think their physical features are going to be different from you. So like they wouldn't have the same hair color, the same eye color. They could even be of a different ethnicity, because I feel like you guys look very different. Even like these two people here, they look quite different from each other. There's, you know, an owl and a cheetah, leopard. They're entirely different. Yes. And then with the here and now card, I think that this relationship is going to be really grounding for both of you. This person, you know, they have obviously a tendency to overthink about the future and how things are going to turn out, which actually rather stops them from making any progress. It's like they're so worried about the future that they can't even go there. They can't even create it. So I think you're going to help them like come back into the present and say like, look, we don't have to know the whole way. We just have to be here, okay? And we're here, and now we can look at the next step and just go one baby step at a time. I think that's a really important lesson that they're going to learn from you, to just enjoy each and every day and not worry so much about like what is going to happen in the future, and just take little actions, take little steps every day. And looking at the child sitting on the egg too, it could be that, you know, coming together with you and having this family with you is really going to help ground them and bring them back into the present, because they're so happy in the present moment that it's hard to, you know, worry about the future and think about the future. They just really, really want to be here with you, and they want to create something with you. So I think you're really going to inspire them to just be more free and just have more faith and just live in the moment. That's going to be like your marriage. Like every single day you find something to be happy about. In every single problem you come across, you find an opportunity. You work really, really well together. Really well together. And I hope like this sweet energy of this person really came through. And I can imagine, since we generally attract people who mirror us in some ways, that you're a very, very sweet person too. And yes, you're gonna go so well together. Yeah, so that's all I have for this reading for your future spouse. Thank you very, very much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you like these pick a card readings, I've just started a Patreon where you can get even more pick a card readings every month. So if that interests you, be sure to check out the link in the description. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number twos! So if you chose the Citrine, this is going to be a reading. So we're going to take a look at your future spouse's personality first, and then we'll see what your married life is going to be like together. So for your first tarot cards, we have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the King of Wands. Okay, so for zodiac signs, we have an air sign person coming through. We also have a fire sign. It may be that your future spouse is a fire sign sun with some other significant air sign placements like an air rising, air moon, air Venus. Could also be the other way around. So air sun with then a strong fire influence. We also have a bit of earth energy here with the Eight of Pentacles. I do prefer to stick to the court cards when predicting zodiac signs, but just in case it's significant to anybody, there is earth energy present here as well. So as for your future spouse's age, I would generally associate a knight with the same age, but a king with significantly older. So if I think about something in the middle of that, it could be like they're the same age or just a couple years older, like just a slight age difference. But with the king being present, there is a level of maturity to this person. Pile number one also had a king in their reading. And while for them, the maturity was coming through as more of like an emotional maturity, I think for this future spouse in reading number two, the maturity has to do with their accomplishments, their ambition, their level of success. I think that your future spouse has accomplished significantly more and had significantly more life experiences than the average person of their age. So it could be that they're still young, but they've amassed a lot of wealth, or they've reached a very high position in their career that you don't typically see for someone of that age. I think this person has a lot of drive with the Knight of Swords. They need to be challenged. They love that feeling of making progress, of reaching new heights, of testing their strength, that feeling of moving forward. I think this is someone who they don't like to sit still that much, and they have this thirst for adventure and a thirst for experiencing life. Yes, so very fast, very active sort of energy. With the Knight of Swords, they would have a very quick wit as well. They would be very clever and strategic and decisive. So once they decide something, they commit to it and they go for it, and they're gonna make it work. They don't waste time second guessing themselves. They're like, this is what I decided, I'm gonna go for it. And I think that will be the same thing for relationships as well. This is not the type of person to be wishy-washy and like, I don't know if I want to commit. It's like they either do or they don't, and they're going to let you know. So yes, this is good for you guys because they're not going to play games with you, and they're not going to do this like hot and cold mixed signals, like they're just going to be very direct and clear with their intentions and let you know. That being said, I think this person can also be a little bit blunt at times, which they may need to work on. They definitely operate more from the brain than the heart. They have the more, I guess, logical side than perhaps the emotional and sensitive sort of thing. It's not to say that they're not emotional, but I think sometimes their mind just moves too fast and they just speak before they can, process it and think about the emotional implications of it. So that would just be something to watch out for. I think they maybe have a bit of a, what is it? Is it blabbermouth? When you just kind of blurt things out. Yes. Anyway, so we also have the King of Wands here. Now, this tells me you're going to be very, very physically attracted to this person. They're going to be extremely like hot. So that's the energy that I get from the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. It's like they're hot, they're charming, they have like sex appeal to them, and likely your future spouse has a lot of admirers. Like a lot of people are attracted to them. A lot of people, you know, want to be with them, but I think they have kind of high standards, and that means that you meet their high standards. So you might think that you're out of this person's league, and not that you are, but you might think that like, oh my gosh, they're so hot, they're so this and that. But they want to be with you. They don't want to be with all these other people who are after them, who are admiring them and pursuing them. They want to be with you, and they're going to make that very, very clear. The King of Wands would also be somebody who is self-employed, or if they're not at the time that you meet them, that's their ultimate goal, definitely, because this is a natural leader. This is not a follower. So if they're working for somebody else or working for a company, when at the time that you meet them, you can bet that they're putting in the work to get out of that situation. They want to move up. They want to be their own boss, their own leader. They want to make their own schedule, because you cannot tell the King of Wands what to do. He's has a lot of pride. He has a lot of confidence, and he's very smart. So he doesn't really need, I say he because it's a king, but it doesn't matter the gender of this person. Yeah, they do best when they're doing their own thing, and they really have the skills and the power to make that happen. So at their peak in their life, this person is definitely going to have their own business, have their own endeavor, and be making good money from it, because they will not settle for less. Like they get only the best for themselves. It may actually be when you meet them that they're in the process of preparing for it, because I do see the Eight of Pentacles here, and this is about really, you know, putting in the dedicated work, putting in the effort to refine your skills, to learn everything there is to know about a certain field, like sort of the education and preparation stage, so that you can then go out there and succeed. So even if they're not at this stage when you meet them, they're going to have a very, very good idea and a solid plan of their steps to get there. And they probably would have this, you know, 3-year plan. Like, okay, I'm here now, but then I'm going to study this for a year, and then I'm going to get this qualification, and then I'm going to launch this project. And they know all the steps, and they're going to do it. This person is destined for success. I know the card is not here, but I'm getting like magician energy from them. If they set their mind to something, it's going to happen, because they've never doubted that. So they manifest things very easily into their life, and they probably manifested you as well. They're like, I want a partner like this, this, and this, and then you showed up. So in the same way, you're very attracted to them, and you know, they're everything that you wanted. You are also everything that they wanted. You are the best for them. Yes. Okay, let's look at a couple oracle cards now. We have heightened intuition and unconventionality. So looking at the heightened intuition, yes, this person is definitely tapped in, whether they realize it or not, whether it's, you know, a spiritual thing for them or not. They're definitely tapped in, and they're definitely on their divine path. They know exactly where they're going. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're very sure of themselves. They really, really trust their gut. They really trust their own judgment, and that's why they're able to succeed and manifest this prosperous life. They're very sure of themselves, and if you ever had any, you know, self-doubt or any insecurity, your future spouse is going to lift you up so much. Like, they're going to cheer you up, they're going to motivate you. Yes. You know, they're really honest. They're really honest. And so I know like it can seem like a bad thing to be so like blunt and straightforward, but they can see the reality of the situation, whereas sometimes we may see the pessimistic version of ourselves. They see the truth. So they see the potential in you. They see that you can do anything you set your mind to. They see that you're worthy. They see that you're lovable. So this bluntness goes like the opposite way as well. Like they're going to gas you up so much with just straight facts about you. They're going to just see, oh wow, it feels so uplifting. This is like your best supporter. They cheer you up so much. They inspire you so much. They lift you up so much. And make you feel like you can do anything, make you feel sure of yourself. Also with this heightened intuition, you will probably know when you meet your future spouse that it's them. And if you already have an inkling of who it is, this card suggests that it is best to go with that, because your intuition is correct. Your intuition is spot on. I also think you would experience some heightened intuition before, like when it gets closer to you meeting them, if you haven't already, you'll start to experience these like heightened psychic abilities. For example, picking up on them in a dream, or picking up on them with clairvoyance, with clairsentience. You'll start to, pick up on their energy before they actually are present in your life. For those of you who already know this person and you're wondering if the energy that you're picking up on is actually them, it is. You are picking up on them. So trust your intuition. It is being heightened because of the proximity of your connection. This is a very, very spiritual person. Whether or not they realize that, they do have the divine working in their life because they're so open to it. And then we have unconventionality. So your future spouse may have a career as they're self-employed and doing their own thing. They're also very creative with this Wands energy. So they could be an artist, or they could be doing something with their life that is just not very conventional. I definitely think that they won't have a regular schedule, like I go to work from Monday to Friday from this time to this time. And getting more of the feeling that they can kind of choose their schedule. They have a lot of freedom, both financial and with time. So, if they want to take a 2-week vacation and go to, I don't know, where do people go for a vacation? If they want to go to Italy, they can just go. Or, if they want to work extra hard this month so that they can rest the following month, like they can kind of do that. They can manage their own schedule. They're very free, and it cannot be any other way for this person. They want to have charge of their own life. And, you may feel that mirrored in yourself. So if you guys have an unconventional passion, you want to live freely, you want to live your own life, this would be a wonderful partner, because they understand that, and they're not going to question you like, oh, but you're not going to have a stable this, and you're not going to have benefits, and you're not going to have that. They're just going to be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's live our own life. And they're just so supportive of you and really make you feel like that is possible. I'm also, from this unconventionality card, and I'm not sure like who it's for, it could be both of you. One of you might have a more conventional family, and then the spouse is like not the type that the family expected, if that makes sense. So it could be that like your family didn't expect you to go for this type, or their family didn't expect them to go for the type like you. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. But it's like, or your friends could be surprised, like, oh, them. And not in a bad way, but just kind of going against what was expected of you. I'm kind of picking up on that. Okay. So, door to spirit, definitely a lot of spirituality, hostilities, and caring connections. Okay, so let's talk about the door to spirit. I do see both of you as quite spiritual people, quite intuitive people. I think you may be like spiritual in different ways so that you can teach each other about new concepts, new insights about life, and really open each other's eyes, broaden each other's perspective. It's like you make each other more spiritual. You help each other get more in touch with your respective higher selves, become more connected to your intuition, to your divine path. You really light the way for each other. I think, rather than you guys like collaborating on something together, I do kind of see you having your own respective careers, your own respective passions, but you're out there doing your own thing, but you support each other. Like you're there for each other, I guess, in spirit or emotionally, always encouraging each other to do their best to be the highest version of themselves. And you're really, really helping each other along your respective divine paths. You're like catalysts, I guess, for each other's divine path. I feel very strongly like soul family vibes. Yes, you guys, your souls go way back, are very close. With the hostilities card, so I guess, with this King of Wands energy and the bluntness and the pride that this person has, they could get a little bit snappy sometimes. I'm not seeing it as like you guys having huge arguments or anything like this, because obviously they really care about you. They really love you, and they are a very sweet person. But they could get just a little bit moody, a little bit snappy sometimes. You could have little moments of bickering. But the thing with the Knight of Swords moving quickly is like just as quickly as this person snaps, they also quickly forget about it and move on. So this would be like, you argue for like 5 minutes and then you're back to normal. This is not the type of person to hold grudges or be spiteful or be manipulative, because they just don't have the time for that. They don't have time for that kind of thing. They're too busy like moving on to the next thing, and they don't want to dwell on that kind of stuff. They just want to be free. They just want to be happy. So they're a very, very passionate person, and they're very honest as well. So with the passion, sometimes you have these little, I guess, outbursts, or it could be, sometimes they just make a kind of sarcastic, kind of snarky comment, and then they're back to normal. So yeah, don't like take it too personally. Anyway, let's move on to the caring connection. So yes, they love you so much. They love you so much. Like, look at this guy. I feel like this is them, because I always like to imagine that, regardless of their gender, that this guy gave her the flowers, gave her the necklace, gave her the jewelry. Like, they're so generous and so caring, and they really want to make sure that you're living your best life and that you have everything you could ever want. I think that this person is very generous with their material wealth, and they're very generous with their time to you. Like you're special to them. So they will, if they have a really busy day, they're still going to take time out of their day to help you. They're still going to make sure they text you good morning, good afternoon, and good night. They're still going to make time to see you like once a week or whatever it is when you guys are dating. And then when you guys are married and you have a family, if that's what you want, they're always going to make time for you. Always. Doesn't matter how busy they get, because you're special to them. They're always going to be there for you, no matter what. They'll drop everything. They'll drop everything for you. I'm getting like big spoon energy with this card as well. Again, doesn't matter the gender. This is the big spoon. This is the person who takes care of you. This is the person who likes to take the lead. They like to take the lead. So for your Romance Angels cards, we have Very Soon, and we have Love Yourself First. Ooh, so I mentioned that this person is manifesting you. I think that you are also manifesting this person, and they will either come into your life very soon, or if they're already in your life, you will start the relationship with them very soon. You just have to set your sights on it. And I see with the love yourself first, you guys have been working on self-love, working on feeling whole and complete within yourself, and that has really been helping this process along of manifesting your future spouse. I really think this is coming along for you very soon. And because you have manifested them from a place of self-love, you're manifesting a spouse who also loves themselves and does what's best for themselves. So this is a really good relationship. It's very healthy, and like I already saw earlier in the reading, you really have like your own independent life. You don't become codependent on each other in any way. That's not to say you don't rely on each other. You definitely do, and this spouse is very, very reliable and very loyal. But like, you do your own thing, you know? You're not always joined at the hip, always together. There is this freedom, and you don't lose your individuality through being together. You just enhance each other's individuality. Okay, so for your final oracle cards, we have flexible and we have serendipity. Yes, so this person feels extremely lucky to have found you, extremely lucky. And it's so cute because, you know, I've been talking about, you know, they manifest everything in their life, they've reached all the success, and they never doubted it, right? So I feel like the other accomplishments they've made in their life, you know, about career, achieving some goal, achieving whatever status it is that they have, like, they're happy about it, but they're also like, yeah, it makes sense because I worked hard and I'm the shit and I'm confident. It makes sense that I got this. But when they manifest you, it's this shock. Like, what did I do? What did I do to be blessed with this partner? What did I do to deserve this? I don't get it. And it's almost like for the first time they feel genuinely like, I was blessed by a higher power. Yeah, they feel so lucky, and it's like this scary, like, because you came in like magic, and they don't want to lose you like magic. They want to keep you, they want to hold on to you. So see how this girl, this little fairy, is like clutching onto the clover as it floats away. This person will not let go of you, and if you ever, not that you're going to, because this is the person you marry, but just hypothetically, if you tried to break up with them or tried to walk away, they would not let go without a fight. They would be like, no, where are you going? Don't leave me. Like, they're holding on tight to you because they recognize how lucky they are. And then with this flexible card, I'm taking the meaning quite literally. Like, they will bend over backwards for you. They will bend over backwards for you. Like, they will do anything to accommodate you, to make you happy. Anything. Like, where do you want to live? Do you want to live over here? Do you want to live in this kind of house? You want to go do this? Let's do it. Like, they're just so ready to do anything to make you happy. And it's really beautiful. Like, they want you to be a part of this journey with them, and they'll do everything in their power to have you by their side. They're very loyal, and this is like because it's you, like, you are special to them. I know I said this a bunch, but they go the extra mile for you. It's not like they treat everybody like this. Because you're their best friend. Even your souls are like this throughout all the lifetimes. So they'll make the effort to keep you around. They're gonna let you know that you're precious. They're not gonna take you for granted. Like I said, no matter how busy things get, that there's like no excuses. They're gonna show up. They're gonna let you know. Okay, so I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you like these pick a card readings on my channel, I've just started a Patreon where you can get even more pick a cards every month, as well as chance to win free personal readings. So please feel free to check that out in the description. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number threes, so if you chose the Smoky quartz, this is going to be your reading. So first we're going to take a look at your future spouse's personality, and then we're going to see what married life is like with them. So for your first tarot cards, we have Page of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands, and the Chariot. So as for zodiac signs, we have air sign energy coming through here. We also have Cancer. So it could be, of course, this can be all air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it would make sense if it was Gemini, because Gemini people often have Cancer in their chart, and Cancer people often have Gemini in their chart. And just the Page of Swords especially, he does give me that Gemini kind of vibe. Also Aquarius a little bit. And then we have a little bit of fire energy here. I generally stick with the court cards to determine the zodiac sign, but just in case it's significant to anybody, there is a bit of fire here as well. So with the Page of Swords coming through, I think it's likely that your future spouse is a little bit younger than you. They have this sort of youthful and childlike energy to them. The Page of Swords is very curious, very inquisitive, very intelligent. I think the Page of Swords is quite funny because they just have that wit to them. They have a very quick mind. And I always think of the Page of Swords as someone, you know, who likes entertainment, who likes playing games and having fun, who likes that sort of mental stimulation. And in this reading, I'm also picking up that your future spouse might be bilingual or can speak other languages. It seems like they're interested in, you know, learning different things and learning about people who are different from them, you know, learning about different cultures, meeting people from different walks of life, and just hearing about other people's experiences. They love learning and knowledge and interacting with people. And while I'm not getting the most like extroverted vibe from them, I do think they really love people and socializing. It just may be that they prefer to socialize in smaller groups, you know. With the Nine of Wands, I think this person has been through some tough times, because the Nine of Wands kind of has this fighter spirit to it, like this warrior spirit, and, you know, being strong and putting on a brave face. So it could be that this person had kind of a tough early life. They had to really fight to get to where they are today. And as a result, you know, even if things are better for them now and their life is more peaceful, maybe just as a reflex, they're still a little bit guarded, or they still feel like they have to be strong and they have to go the extra mile when they don't really have to. They could be a little bit hard on themselves like that. You know those kinds of people who like punish themselves, or like they're always apologizing or always thinking that they did something wrong, or they should have done better, they should have done more, just sort of hard on themselves like that. So they may need a little bit of reassurance from you, and, you know, some gentle care, because with the Cancer energy coming through in the Chariot, they are quite sensitive. And I'm also getting from the Nine of Wands that they could be kind of defensive, like they might think that you're mad at them, or that people are mad at them when they're not really, or they might think that you're making fun of them when you're not really. Like they're kind of have that like sensitive and defensive energy to them. So I think they should be treated like with extra gentleness and with extra kindness, and so that they know they don't have to, you know, always be on guard that like they're going to do something wrong or someone's going to get mad at them, or, you know, they don't have to be so hard on themselves. I think that is something they need to learn and something they need to work on. Now, with this Chariot energy, this is definitely somebody who is set up for success in their life, especially recognition from others. So whatever career they're in, they are going to reach quite a significant level of accomplishment, and people will take notice. They will be well known and respected in whatever field they're in. And so, this fighter spirit does come in handy for endeavors like this, because no matter what obstacles come their way, when it comes to career and their personal goals, they're gonna overcome it no matter what. They are like reaching for the stars. I'm kind of getting an overachiever feeling from this person. They were likely, very smart kid in school, like growing up. They may have even skipped a grade, or, been gifted, like in the gifted program or something like this, a more difficult program. And maybe that's why they feel a lot of pressure, because I know being in those programs and having those high expectations when you're a kid can, set you up to be a little bit pressured in your adult life. Like, you have to keep maintaining that, you have to keep succeeding. But they definitely are very successful, very smart. They're very bright. Like, I think that's a good word for them. Bright and brilliant. Very, very smart. I think just sometimes for them, their high expectation of themselves can kind of suck the joy out of what they're doing. If I think they're doing a career that is in a field that they're interested in, that they're passionate about, but sometimes they focus too much on, like, am I doing enough? Am I successful enough? And even possibly comparing their success and their skills to others, and that just kind of takes the joy out of it for them. I think they just need to learn how to take things less seriously, just relax and have more fun with it, They might take things just a bit too seriously. And of course, like we saw with the Page of Swords, they do have that playful spirit within them. They're very funny, they're very, silly, like childlike and very sweet. Maybe they just need to learn again that it's safe to let that inner child come out. It's safe to just have fun and relax. Yeah, I think that's what they need. Okay, so for the oracle cards, we have Amethyst, revealing your true self, and stress reduction with the watermelon tourmaline. I love that. Watermelon tourmaline. Sounds delicious. Anyway, so I think this is going to actually be something mutual between the two of you. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. There's this mutual energy amongst the two of you that you can truly be yourself. You can let all of those layers peel away, just let all of that come off. You can show your true self, and you don't have to worry so much about judgment or of not being understood, and that's going to be especially meaningful to this person. I don't know if your experience mirrors your future spouse at all, but I think they've definitely been quite guarded, always worried about saying the right thing, doing the right thing. They're very concerned, not like people pleasing, or I guess it is a little bit, but they want to be liked. I think, they had a lot of pressure or a lot of high expectations on them when they were a child, and it's kind of carried over so that they're very cautious about how they present themselves. But when they're with you, it's like they can let that all melt away and they can just be who they truly are, and they feel loved by you, not because of, their accomplishments, not because of what they can do, but just because of who they are and their heart. And that's going to be, they're going to appreciate that so much. And if you can relate to this experience at all, or, just feeling pressure of having to be a certain way to be liked, being worried about how others see you, it's like, you don't have to worry about that at all with this person. It's just entirely natural. You can be, your silly, awkward self. You can be your weird self, just your natural self around this person, and there is zero judgment. And I'm actually getting this image, You might tell them about some weird habit that you have or this weird thing that you do, and you think that they're going to judge you, and they're like, oh my gosh, I do that too. And you'll really bond over, those parts of you that you hide, or the parts of you that make you eccentric. You can really embrace your uniqueness together and just be your true self. And I think, while of course we should do that with all of our loved ones, like our friends and family, try to be our authentic self as much as possible, I really think that it might be, unmatched with this person, this future spouse, that you can just really show everything, like every little last bit and piece of yourself. That's going to be something special that just the two of you have. Now we do have this stress reduction card. Again, talks about, needing to rest, needing to recharge, de-stressing your mind. So yes, and look how they're holding up this weight on top of them. I really think that, yeah, your future spouse might have trouble relaxing, or just, being a little bit more gentle with themselves. Like, you don't have to get so much work done today. If you're not feeling like doing it right now, you can put it off till later. You don't always have to be doing something productive. These are the kinds of things that they need to be reminded. Again, you might resonate with this as well. And you guys mirror each other, and you guys can really be, that calming and relaxing and understanding presence for each other. That would be really nice. But I think, yeah, you guys will be really supportive for each other's self-care and mental health. Like, really, really good support systems for each other. And I feel very, even, calmed as I'm talking about it. You have a very calming effect on each other. And you can just be totally yourself. And that, it takes so much of the stress away when you don't have to be constantly thinking about what you're saying and what you're doing, and are they going to take this wrong? Are they going to think XYZ about me because I did this? It's just natural. It just is. It's just calm. So for your oracle cards, there's the Magician and the Mirror, Woman holding a heart, and walking away. The Magician and the Mirror is a very cool card. This is definitely a strong soulmate connection. For some of you, it may be a twin flame connection, because there's the orange and the blue flame here. That reminds me of that a lot. And there's also the infinity symbol above the Magician's head, which makes me think about an eternal soul connection. Of course, there's also the mirror in the background. So you will see a lot of yourself in this person. They will see a lot of themselves in you. Even if you appear different on the surface, when you look into the heart and soul of each other, it's like the same light, it's the same energy. You may find that you've had a lot of similar experiences in your early life. You've dealt with the same struggles or deal with the same insecurities. Like we were talking about before, you may kind of have the same weird habits or the same mannerisms. Maybe you have the same like pet peeves, so you know how not to get on each other's nerves. I'm getting the feeling like your living style, like the way you like to keep the house, the way you like to do the housework, the way you like to organize things is going to be quite similar. So like if you're somebody who likes to have a lot of plants in your room, they're going to be someone who likes to have a lot of plants in their room. If you are someone who prefers to like do the dishes right away so you don't have to think about it, they're going to be like that too. So when you run the house together, when you're living together, it's going to go very, very smoothly. Again, it's going to feel quite natural. There's, when you're living with someone else, sometimes things clash. You're like, who put that there? Or like, why are they being so noisy right now? This is not how we do things. It's really not going to feel like that. It will be like living with another version of yourself where you don't really have to like argue or decide about anything. And I do think, this person is really laid back at heart. Once they work past the expectations that have been put on them, and they're able to sort of dismantle those. Like at heart, their core, they are quite a laid back person and just want to do, like, you can do whatever you want. Oh, like, you want to go here today? Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with anything. We can go there, or we can stay home today too. That's totally fine. You know, never feel bad expressing what you want to this person, because they're gonna be totally okay with anything. If you guys had a date planned for a really long time, but then you're not feeling up for it, or you're not feeling well and you need to cancel it, like, never feel bad for that. They will never, you know, get upset about something like that. You can be very, very open and honest about, like, what you're comfortable with, what is bothering you, what you want to and don't want to do. Like, it's all good. It's all good. They're, like, never gonna judge you or get mad. This is not a person who gets angry. They might get a little bit sad sometimes, or a little bit sensitive, a little bit sulky, but they're not the type to get mad. They're not the type to, you know, point fingers at you or at anybody, really. Because remember, they like to learn about other people, and they're always trying to think about the other's experience and why they might think that way. So they're very understanding. Yeah. We also have a woman holding a heart. Of course, as you can see, this is very sweet energy, very romantic. I get the feeling from this that I get a very affectionate kind of feeling from it, just with the reds and the pinks. It feels very snuggly, very romantic. I'm getting that this person's love language might be physical touch. So they really like cuddles, they like hugs, they like to hold hands, they will like to have like their arm around you, and they like kisses. Like, that's the kind of thing that makes them feel like happy, safe, and comfortable. And they're really going to give you their whole heart. I know it's not on her sleeve, but I'm thinking of the expression like wearing your heart on your sleeve. They're going to be very open with you and very expressive of their love as well. They might like to receive the physical touches, but they'll show their love also with words of affirmation. So very, very sweet to you. They may send you very long messages, very sweet long texts. They might even write you letters. Especially if this is like Gemini energy here. They might write you little love letters and things like that. Like leave little notes around the house. Yeah. Or like if one of you has to wake up earlier to go to work, they will like leave a note like, have a good day, I love you. Like, they're really sweet like that. Yeah, they're very, very cute. Then we have the walking away card. What I thought about this one is that maybe one of you, like, in order for you guys to be married and be together and start your life together, one of you may have to walk away from your current life. So that could mean that one of you has to move, like move to another city or move even to another country, which is interesting because I was picking up at the beginning that this person may speak another language. Maybe they like live in another country and you have to move to them, or they have to move to you. It's somebody's like leaving something behind. Somebody will have to sacrifice something in order to, you know, have this life together. But we have like these, I think, are they cherry blossoms here? That's reminding me of, you know, springtime, new beginnings, and the butterflies also reminding me of change and rebirth. So yeah, you're like starting a new life together, and somebody will have to leave their life to come and live with the spouse. That's what I'm thinking with this card here. Okay, so now let's look at Romance Angel cards. Ooh, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And soulmate. Yes. This is your soulmate. Yeah. Wow. This is like your ultimate soulmate. You know, sometimes we see like it's a member of the same soul family, and you come into each other's lives in different roles throughout your lifetimes. Maybe sometimes you're friends, maybe sometimes you work together, maybe sometimes you're family members, maybe sometimes you pass each other by. This to me is like a purely romantic connection, and this is like your ultimate match. So I'm not sensing like all of you are twin flames, honestly, but some of you are who chose this pile, and I haven't really felt that for the other piles yet so far. I think if there's any twins watching, you probably picked this one because there's this really, you know, heavy energy, like, yes, this is the one. This is your mirror. This is the person you're manifesting, the person you are meant to be with. You know, I think in the plan of your life, most of your potential paths do lead to this one person. I think your souls really, really wanted to find each other. And in both of the images on these cards, you can see they're very close. Like they're about to kiss. And I think you guys are going to be very, very close, like physically very affectionate with each other. And there's something about being in close physical proximity to each other that really, I guess, boosts your energy. I don't know how to describe it. Like you will feel something within you. Like you will feel literal sparks within you when you're physically together, when you're touching this person, because probably you already feel their energy strongly even when you're apart. Even if you're in other countries, you will feel them. So imagine when you come this close, it's going to be undeniable. You'll feel it throughout your whole body, throughout your whole spirit, that there is a very, very, very strong connection. And there's even this little angel watching over you guys. So the divine is definitely working to bring you guys together, as it has in other lives as well. This is really, really, really strong, really strong soulmate energy happening here. And I'm looking also at this, like, yes, this is your soulmate. So a lot of you who chose this pile may already have somebody in mind, and you were looking for confirmation, like if the reading sounds like them or not, or, you know, is this person really my soulmate? Are we really getting married? Is this person really my twin? And this is confirmation. Yes, it is. And the experience that you are going to have with this person is really, it really cannot be matched. And we kind of saw that here, like the connection that you have, it's just so close. And while you can maybe have something similar with others, there's just something about you two and the way that you guys click that is just really unparalleled with anybody else. Okay, so my camera actually just overheated while I was talking about that. That actually hasn't happened in a very long time, so I was surprised. I think that just speaks to the significance of what I was talking about just now. There is a lot of very strong passion. There is a lot of just sparks and fire between the two of you. Okay, so I just have 2 oracle cards left for this reading. There's a change in the wind and message in a bottle. Okay, so the change in the wind card, it actually reminds me very much of this walking away card. This one here that we already looked at. I do think that, you know, in order to come together with this person, someone's life is changing significantly. It could be that you're already together and then somebody has to move, you know, to start your life together. It could also be that you meet your future spouse as a result of you changing your life, as a result of you moving somewhere, or vice versa. But I feel like somebody is moving. I really do. It may be a long distance thing or an international sort of situation. I just feel like I'm getting a lot of signs of that. Especially with the message in the bottle too, and this ocean, it makes me think of an overseas connection. And also when this card comes out with regard to relationships, I often interpret it as, you know, in the start of the relationship, you have a lot of communication that is not in person. So by phone, for example, or you're texting a lot, you're doing like video calls a lot, and are not actually seeing each other in person. So that again, it makes me think of a long distance situation. Maybe like you meet when one of you is on vacation, and then that person has to go back to their home country, and it's really sad, but you stay in touch, and then you plan like you're going to meet again, and someday you're going to live in the same place. There is definitely that feeling, and maybe that's why it feels so significant and so powerful when you're actually like physically together, because you've spent so much time far away. And I'm also looking at this, I don't know what you call this. It's not a compass, but it's making me think of that with the cardinal directions on it, and the moon having to do with intuition. It's like no matter how far away you are physically from this future spouse, your inner compass and your intuition will always be picking up on them. You will always feel their energy, and you'll always be led to them. The wind will change directions accordingly to lead you to them, and if you put out a message for them, it will reach them. So you guys are connected even when you're physically apart. That just seems to be something that is very significant in this reading. So please let me know how that relates to you. Like if you currently have feelings for someone who is physically away from you, or if you're planning to move to another country, this could definitely be your reading, because I see elements of that throughout. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you like these pick a card readings on my channel, I just started a Patreon where you can watch even more pick a cards every month, and also get chances to win personal video readings. So please check out the link in the description. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number 4s, so if you chose the green quartz, this is going to be your reading. So first we're going to take a look at your future spouse's personality, and then we're going to see what your married life together is going to be like. So for your first tarot cards, we have Temperance, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. So this is really great to start off with, because both the Temperance and the Two of Cups are cards that I associate with soulmates and divine counterparts. So it's really nice to see that you will end up marrying your soulmate. The Temperance card in particular, when it comes to divine connections, for me, it does signify one that requires quite a bit of patience and faith. So for those of you who chose reading number 4, you may have been waiting. You may be waiting for your future spouse for quite some time already. Whether you have met them or not, there is a feeling of you having to be very patient over time, and wondering if it's really going to come through for you in the end. It may be that you've had some unsuccessful relationships in the past, and you're just wondering, if love really is in the cards for you, and sometimes it feels discouraging. And that is really the purpose of these Temperance connections, is to basically test your faith and your commitment and your patience. And I do generally find that these connections tend to come together a little bit later. But if there is a person that you have your eye on, and you've been really wanting something with them for a very long time, but it just seems difficult or discouraging sometimes, this card can be a confirmation to you that it's all going to come together in the end. You just have to be strong. You just have to have faith. Yes, this is your divine counterpart. Yes, it is taking time, but what I'm hearing from like your guides and angels is we promise that it's going to be worth it, and we promise that there is a purpose to everything in this journey, including the amount of time that it's taking, including the obstacles along the way, including the discouraging moments. It's all for a greater purpose. And when this connection does come together, you will understand everything. You know, why it had to take this long, or why it didn't work out this one time, why you guys were in separation. It will all make sense. It will all come together perfectly as divine plans do. So if you already have this person in mind, or even if you've just been waiting for a long time to meet them, please know that they are coming. So please have faith in them. Now, as for zodiac signs, this does represent the sign of Sagittarius. However, we also have earth energy and water energy here. So there's a pretty good mix going on. We have fire, earth, and water. So I would say that your future spouse does have a pretty good balance of all of the energies, of all of the elements in their chart. I don't really see them, you know, leaning really heavily towards one sign and just being more of like a well-rounded and balanced person. Which does make sense because that is the temperance energy. It is somebody who is balanced, somebody who is patient, moderate, and just lives a very healthy life. So going in then to your future spouse's personality, I think that this will be someone who really, really has it together. They're well on their way to success, or have already found success at the time that you meet them, and they live a very healthy and balanced lifestyle. So it's likely that this person lives, you know, according to a routine. They have like a self-care routine. They have a really good work-life balance. They eat healthy, exercise, just take really good care of themselves. I would say also that they have a very healthy way of processing their emotions. So they don't, you know, become overreactive with them, but they also don't suppress them. They just let them come up. They sit with them and process them in a very constructive way. Yes, this is someone who really cares about their health and their well-being, and they probably have a specific practice that they do for that. For example, meditation or yoga or journaling or working out or whatever it is for them. I think there's something that they regularly do, you know, that keeps them in a good place physically and mentally. That is really, really important to them. This is somebody who would offer you a lot of stability. And I can see that with the Ace of Pentacles as well, because that Pentacles energy, it's stability, it's security, and you know, it's something of substance. They are offering you something of substance, and you will feel very stable and very comfortable with this person. This is actually energy that has come up in most of the readings, which is wonderful, and it's that you will feel really, really soothed and calmed by this person, really grounded and really stable. So I'm really happy to see that so many of you guys are finding your perfect match, finding your soulmate, and finding a healthy relationship, because I know that's what we all want, that's what we all deserve, and it's so nice to see that these relationships are manifesting. Yes, this is somebody definitely with the Ace of Pentacles who is looking for a serious relationship. They're looking for a serious commitment. Even if you guys haven't met yet, this is someone who really, you know, when they think about their future, they really do want to get married. They really do want to have a family. And I think that your future spouse wants to sort of take the provider role. As you can see, you know, the hand coming through with the coin. You know, this can quite literally mean, you know, offering material support. And I was thinking with this card that probably your future spouse has a pretty healthy source of income. Yes. And very good at managing it as well with this balanced temperance energy. So they will be a very good provider. That is a role that they want to have. They want to make sure that, you know, you always feel stable and supported materially, that you have a nice home to live in together. They're always going to be providing like that. Yeah, I just have the feeling that they are quite abundant financially. Especially with that Sagittarius energy coming through, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. This is all about expansion, abundance. In terms of career, it's definitely, you know, reaching high levels in your career. I think this person, when it comes to their career, they could have a little bit of a competitive, you know, a healthy competitive spirit to them that really keeps them going, keeps them always, looking for the next goal. I have a feeling that this is not really someone who will like settle in their career, like, oh, I've reached a decent level of comfort and success, I'll just stop now. It's like, no, they want to keep learning, they want to keep achieving, they want to keep going and really reach those heights. I think that's that Sagittarius coming through. And they also like to enjoy the rewards of that as well. I think this is someone who enjoys the finer things in life. Like we saw, they like to care for themselves, they like to treat themselves. So there's a very abundant energy surrounding them, definitely. So in addition to your own wealth that you will accumulate, I think through being married to this person, you will really be set up and secure. I don't really see financial issues or financial worries in your marriage. And if you guys do want to have children, that's going to be really wonderful because you can like provide all the best for them. Anything that they want to do, anything that they want to experience, their education, you will be able to provide like the best quality for them. So that's really nice. It's just a huge weight lifted, and then we have the Two of Cups, which again is a soulmate card. This is a card of reciprocated feelings. So I think that you guys will know pretty early on that you want to be with each other. And I'm even thinking you will know pretty early on that you want to get married. This pile number 4, you guys might get married quite soon after you meet. I guess we have like the number 1 and number 2. It may be that you get married like a year or 2 years after meeting, which I think is pretty fast. And it's not like, you're being hasty or anything. It's just that you're really, really certain. Like when you meet someone who is, this level of soulmate with this strong connection, I think you're just going to be very sure about it. You're going to know like, yep, this is the person I want to marry. So that can be another comfort for you guys too, because I know a lot of you may have been waiting a very, very long time just to get into the relationship with this person, or even just to meet them and know who it is. But I'm seeing that once you get together, the relationship will advance quite quickly and you will probably get engaged pretty soon. This is another card to me of feeling very comfortable with each other. You will probably have a lot in common, like enjoy the same things, have the same, likes and dislikes. I'm feeling like you guys will process emotions in the same way. So it's very likely that you'll be able to work through any, disagreements or conflicts that arise pretty smoothly. And you'll understand how the other person is feeling, like when, oh, they're acting kind of off today, they must be sad, or oh, they must have had a hard day at work because they're acting like this. You just understand very well. And I think that's really good for a marriage, because if you process emotions in a different way, you can get this like, oh, why are you overreacting so much? Or why are you mad at me? Or, oh, I know you're mad, just tell me. It's like, I'm not mad. You get all these kind of things like that, but I think you're just going to really understand each other super well. And you complement each other too. In this imagery, it's like they're presenting their cups to each other, they're sharing. And so, where your spouse might have certain weaknesses or fall behind in some areas, you can help them out. It's like your strengths and weaknesses go together. So where one person is lacking, the other person can offer support. So for your oracle cards, we have spiritual protection. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. And we have smoky quartz, clearing negativity, release negativity from within or around you. Yes, this gives me extra confirmation about a divine connection. Yes, absolutely. You guys are both being watched over right now by your angels, by your guides, and they promise they're going to make sure that you find each other. some guidance for you may be to release any doubts you have about this union coming together, release any blockages that stop you from receiving the highest level of love. So, any insecurities you have, any feelings of, not being enough, not being good enough. If you're able to release those, then this union can come together more smoothly. But I'm feeling from these cards as well that your future spouse is likely a spiritual person. So going back to that thing I was talking about in the beginning, I like feeling like they have some, regular self-care routine. It might be a spiritual thing, like we were talking about meditation. It could be that, they frequently clear their energy, or they frequently do visualizations. They might keep crystals around their home or something like this. I think there is some sort of spiritual element that they incorporate into their self-care, and they're very concerned, with keeping their energy clear and elevated. And through both of you doing this is going to help you guys come together. So next we have community. We have the first chakra and healer of the ages. So with the community card, there's a couple things that I'm getting from it. I also noticed the numbers on these cards is 7, 8, and 6, which are together like 6, 7, 8. So maybe that's a time frame that you can meet them, 6 to 8 months, or maybe you meet them in June, July, August, like the 6th, 7th, and 8th month. Anyway, so for the community card, there's a couple messages that I'm getting from it. One is that you might meet this person through a friend, or through some activity that you do. Through like involving yourself in your community, you might meet this person. Maybe it's an event that you go to, a class that you go to, some kind of gathering, something like this. Another message that I'm getting from it is that I think, throughout your marriage, throughout your life, you guys are both going to be active members of your community. So maybe you guys, go to events in your community, or you volunteer. It's like you're out there interacting. You seem like very active people. I think you guys are going to have a lot of friends. You guys are going to be very liked and admired as a couple. Like you guys are goals, like you're an exemplary couple for people. People really admire your relationship. I think you will be friends with your future spouse's friends and vice versa. Like you'll do a lot of things together with friends. And I just got this image, like you guys are going to have a really nice house. And you might have, like gatherings at your house, like house parties or dinner parties, like you're having friends over, you're entertaining. That was kind of the feeling that I got from this. When your group of friends gathers, it's like your house is the spot, because you guys have the nicest house, I think. Yes, but very involved in your community, definitely. With the first chakra, this is about being grounded, stable. This is about routines. So I think that this kind of goes well with that balanced energy. I think your future spouse is very grounded. It could be that he looks pretty nicely built, and it doesn't matter the gender of your future spouse, but just look at that body. Look at that body. So, I think your future spouse will definitely be very easy to look at. You'll definitely be very physically attracted to them. One thing about them, I think they are kind of like set in their ways and set in their routine. So you may want to, try to spice things up with them sometimes, have new experiences, go to new places, maybe travel with them, just to kind of get them out of their usual routine. That might be something kind of fun and eye-opening for them. And then we have the healer of the ages. So this is even more spiritual energy. I think this confirms even more that, grounding and calming and soothing energy that you get from them. I see he has like his hands out. They may be very good with their hands. What am I thinking of? Like massage maybe? I don't know, like they have a way to like ease your stress or something like this. Interesting. Like they have a magical touch. Yes. something like this. But yes, they're very calming energy to have around. And I think very spiritually gifted as well. They could be because they do have this skill of, keeping their energy clear, of elevating their energy. Maybe this is like Reiki or something. It could be something like this. They have some healing abilities to them. So for your Romance Angels cards, we have Retreat and we have Let Go of Control Issues. So this card for you guys in your marriage, as much as you're active, you have these busy lives, you have your routine, it's going to be really important for you guys to take time to yourself. And I'm feeling again like you guys should travel. You should go on a trip, just the two of you, and sort of disconnect from your regular schedule and just enjoy each other's company. I feel like you guys are always going to be, like I said, involved in your community, surrounded by friends. Maybe later along the line you have children, so you're busy with them. And I think this card is highlighting the importance for you guys to at least semi-regularly block out some time just for you and your spouse so that you can reconnect with each other, so that you can check into each other. That's going to be really, really important for you. Maybe you guys can, take a trip together a couple times a year. You definitely will have the means for that. But I think that's going to strengthen your relationship a lot because, when you're living busy lives, sometimes it's hard to find the time, to be close with each other and to be intimate. And you want to refresh and renew your passion and your love for each other and just really check in with each other's energy. And we have the Let Go of Control Issues. So maybe both of you guys, I did get from them that they're quite busy. Maybe they have a little bit of workaholic tendencies like we saw. They're very ambitious, always wanting to move up. Perhaps you have similar energy as well. And you're always keeping it together. You're always on the go. And I'm seeing it's just important for both of you sometimes to just let go, take a vacation, relax, and just be with each other. Just be with each other. Forget about your responsibilities and all the things that you need to do. This is going to be really, really nice for both of you. It's going to help your relationship a lot. And, maybe these cards are stressing the importance of that, because if you don't do this and you just keep go in your busy life, over time it might start to put some strain on the relationship. And not because you're falling out of love or out of touch or not compatible anymore, but it could just be, with stress accumulating or just not having enough time to check in, it could put a little bit of strain. So these cards are just, they're just highlighting the importance, make sure you have your alone time. Make sure you have your alone time together. If you do have children in the future, find somebody who can maybe watch them for a day or something, just so you can spend alone time. That's going to be really important. So for your final cards, we have Happy Happy and we have Exchanging Gifts. Sorry guys, my camera died just as I laid down these cards. It's been giving me trouble all day. I think it's because of Mercury retrograde. Anyway, so we have Happy Happy and we have Exchanging Gifts. I noticed we have 26, 27 on here as well. And it seems like you guys have a lot of, numbers and sequences throughout this reading, but those may be significant ages for you guys, like the age that you meet this person or get married. I don't know, take it how it resonates. But this Happy Happy card, I don't think that I need to explain it that much. Of course, this is telling you you're going to have a happy relationship, a happy marriage, and a happy future. And I think this card is coming out just as a bit of extra reassurance, a bit of extra reinforcement for you guys, because like I felt in the beginning of the reading, I think a lot of you guys have been waiting for a long time to meet this person, or just to find love and to really feel happy in a relationship, in a really, genuinely healthy and supportive relationship. It can be very easy to lose hope in that over time and say, maybe this person is never coming around, whether, it's a specific person that you have in mind or not. So it's just like an extra reassurance for you. And I even love that it's written twice. It's like, yes, yes, you will be happy. You will find this future spouse. You will have a prosperous marriage. It's all gonna be okay. And your angels are saying, like, if you need any confirmation, like, we will continue to confirm this for you. I know sometimes we can feel bad to keep asking, but they want to give you as much confidence and as much reassurance as they can that this beautiful future is coming for you. And you guys are going to be happier in this marriage than you're even imagining now. I think it's really going to be beyond your expectations. I'm looking at this keyhole and it's like, it makes me think like there's something that other partners that you have had just could not unlock within you. There's something that they couldn't access, or it just wasn't really a fit. But when it comes to this person, this future spouse, you guys just click and it just fits. Like, you know, like literally they have the key to your heart. And the egg in this deck, it always makes me think of potential, you know, something new beginning, something new being born. And so with this key to your heart that they have, it's like you're unlocking all this potential to a happy future. This is a really, really sweet card. And it looks so, both of these cards actually, they just look so carefree and playful, and like a really heavy weight is lifted when you meet this person. A lot of negativity is cleared. Your aura just feels lighter. You just feel happier, and people in your life will notice once you start dating this person, when you know, go to meet your friends or family, or even when you go to work, people will be like, wow, you look good, you look different, you just look happier, you have a glow about you. And that's, you know, through being with this person and feeling their love, it's just going to make you so, you know, light on your feet and lifted spirits. Then we have the exchanging gifts card. This, when I saw the cat on the card, I thought right away you guys might have a pet cat in the future. Yeah, you might have a little cat together. But this can be, you know, the literal meaning of exchanging gifts. Because like I said, I do think your spouse enjoys the finer things in life and they like to treat themselves. And of course, they will extend that to you. So of course, you know, every birthday, every anniversary, every special occasion, they will show you a really nice token of their love in the form of a gift. But I think that they're even going to surprise you with little gifts on days with nothing special. Like they just come home from work on a Wednesday and they're like, here, I got you this present. Why? Just because they're just showing you these tokens of their love all the time. It's really, really sweet. And this exchanging gifts, it also makes me think of, you know, in the more figurative sense, like what I was talking about earlier with the Two of Cups. You guys exchange your strengths. Your strengths complement each other. And this can be even for the simplest things, like what's a mundane thing that you do in the house? Like one of you really hates cooking and one of you really loves cooking, so it balances each other out. It's fine. Or one of you hates to do this particular errand but the other person likes it. Oh, I'll go do it. And you guys, you know what I mean? It's like the perfect balance. It's the perfect balance, and it comes naturally to you guys. So in the situations where you have to compromise, like, okay, I'll do this, but you have to do this, nobody feels like they got the shorter end of the stick. It's like, oh, perfect. You don't like that? I'll do it. And it just works. Like, you guys just work together. And then, of course, it can be for more, like, deeper things, like what we were talking about with maybe your future spouse needs a little bit of help, you know, doing more things out of the box, you know, exploring more, trying new things. Maybe that's something you really like, so you can compliment them in that way and help bring that out of them, for more deeper things like that. And there will be something that they can bring out of you too. So yeah, I really, really like this one. I think this one is one of my favorites out of all four of them. But anyway, I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you like these pick-a-cards on my channel, I've just started a Patreon where you can watch even more pick-a-cards every month and also get a chance to win free video readings. So please be sure to check out the link in the description if you're interested. And please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!